Um, I don't know. I'd probably want to take control of the town, start letting them know who's boss.
Yeah. First,
Do we keep our
I'd like to look around the castle and see if there's money. And also, what are we gonna do with her kid?
Well, let's get rid of her body first. I'll tell the guard to. Actually, where are you keeping the other head? Let's just stuff her head into the bag with the other head, just in case we need it. Do you think we're gonna need her head?
No, but
I mean, it's already off. So.
is there anybody else around? Servants, handmaidens? Do they all just run? What happened?
The familiar that the Baroness summoned is looking at the two of you with its head kind of cocked to the side, confused by what you're doing. It would normally look like a pet, but you feel like it's judging the two of you.
The lady's familiar?
Yeah.
What
As in Baroness Ezra's that she just summoned all of when she was in the tavern.
Oh, that's hers. Okay.
Does he know me? Like,
She's your familiar.
Well, are we pals or like we just getting to know each other?
When you cast the familiar spell, one of the things you do is you actually create a telepathic bond with the creature. And with that, it's partially almost invasive. The familiar is going to know everything about you. Learning about the familiar is more of a process because you've summoned a spirit from a separate realm. In your case, you didn't choose to create a fiend, probably a very good choice. You didn't do a celestial, might have been a good choice. You chose Fae, which is, somewhat between the two and ethereal from the Feywild.
What is it?
And it's a Fey cat. She literally summoned a Fey spirit from the Feywild, literally of this area, and it took the form of a cat because you actually bend its form to your will. If you want that familiar, for example, to be an owl, you just cast it again and it takes the form of an owl. If you want it to be a goldfish, you just cast it again and it's a gold. It'll just simply be a small animal of some sort within the basic spell. Because of her levels and because of her hit dice as a piece of homebrew, there's a little bit more to that, but it's good overall.
Bet you were wishing you played wizard. Are you jelly?
Your creature?
Yeah.
No, but I like it. What's its name?
Merlin.
Merlin.
So Merlin is. Oh no, Merlin is judging us, right? So.
Judging you.
Well, if he knows all my inner thoughts, he should have seen this coming. But so, I think the first thing we should do is probably get rid of her body. Not get rid of it, but I don't know. Carry it off, hide it somewhere, because we're gonna have to deal with the kids. And I was thinking, we don't have enough of them healing priestesses, so we can send these kids over to the village and have them trained up, to be clerics.
Well, so
we can't have
you basically just took over this town like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Now you have to run the town, in addition to the villages you already run. But this town has no defenses. The people don't even know you're in charge.
Should I bring
And
them
the mother's dead. Does this? What? All right. What the place we're in? What is it? The building. What is it called?
You mean the wooden garrison that you're in?
Garrison, like
The garrison of Orange Blossom. The descriptors character in a lot of cases tend to be like German. It's very, it's this center left field, blah blah blah. Is the way the thing would translate within the language itself. Like a barony of Orange Blossom within it would have at its core the village of Orange Blossom, the fortress of Orange Blossom, that kind of thing.
Right. Like part of my trouble is I don't understand. Like my character's just a villager, but even me as Josh doesn't understand like a lot of the politics, and nor do I really want to. But it's hard for me to know like what stuff is called. Like I understand castle and I understand king, but like a lot of this is just hard for me to wrap my head around.
But the ease with
where is this? Where the old baron lived?
Yes.
Then are there servants and maids and butlers and guards? Well, the guards we know, but stable boys, whatever a king would have running around his castle. Are those all those people like a cook, etc., etc.?
You're thinking more high up on the royal scale than this individual. Barons are like the lowest rung of nobility. They're really kind of in this area. They're in charge of maybe 10 square miles, usually around somewhere between 500 to 1,000 farmers, with basic feudal systems. When you're thinking of kings and stuff like that, they're controlling hundreds of thousands to millions of people, and their lifestyles because of that will be far more extravagant.
I'm just wondering if there's servants around. Like, do they still have servants, or I would assume they have servants or handmaidens, or I guess they'd call it ladies in waiting. I don't know how noble. But if it's just this one village, then he's like what, the mayor?
Like it with the power of life and death, he would be mayor, judge, jury, and executioner in it. The way I can describe it is the fortress itself is made out of wood. It's built to be able to take in about half the village in the event that there was some level of it. The inside is mostly stores and military. The military component for a baron isn't huge. Most barons will only have about 25 man at arms, and they're only going to have somewhere around 5 to 10 skilled or unskilled servants that are also within. So yeah, you will have the stable boys. There are cooks. Most people are cleaning people, and there will normally be like a head steward for the area who makes sure that the stable boys are doing their jobs, the cooks are doing their jobs, the stores are accounted for, and stuff like that, but nothing beyond that.
All right, I just want to get like the kind of the feeling of the place, because I'm not. When we just came in and wiped this lady out, I didn't really look around. So, is the steward around? Is there anybody around besides the?
Yeah, the steward is around. Considering that you came in and attacked and chopped off the mistresses of the house's head, they are probably somewhere in hiding. You'd have to go looking for them. I mean, just think of it as, what would you do?
Yeah. Well, look at the guards and say, I'll tell one of the guards, hey, go find the steward and bring him here.
Okay, so you say that, and one of the guards moves off and goes looking for.
And then I look at the other guard, and I'm like, 2 days ago, I let 3 of your people run from the other village. I assume they came back here. Do you know where they are or where they would go?
Make me an insight check.
Nat 1?
8. Come on. That's my first roll. That's my one for the day, so we get that out of the way. At least it was for something. But it's 8 in total, so maybe it helps out.
You've got no idea what's going on with this guy. There's a part of you where the fur on the back of your neck kind of ruffles, and that he's looking at you, and you're like, is this like a challenging thing? Is something sneaky going? You don't know.
All right. What about the other guy?
You ask him the same thing?
Yeah, except this time I throw Baroness Ezra's name at him. Hey, fool. Baroness Ezra wants to know where the other 3 soldiers. Did they come back to the town? Maybe
another insight
that'll give me advantage. Yeah. Because now she's technically helping me.
Yeah.
Try again with advantage.
I give him a steely gaze.
15.
Advantage is 2 d20. Take the best one. So roll 2.
So 15 and 8. So 15. I don't know. I hit the button a bunch of times and it didn't.
Yeah, you got a tendency there for those ones.
Oh, that's 2 nat ones. Jesus.
All right. So, because it was with advantage and you're looking into his eyes, there's like a level of shock and confusion that you may have misinterpreted in the other guys. There's no evidence in their vision that anybody has returned in the past 2 to 3 days.
All right. It was worth a shot because I know I let 3 people go and I was wondering if they made their way back. Maybe we'll investigate that later.
Yeah, and these 3 individuals do not have the smell of the people that.
All right. Other than that, I mean, is there anything you want to do?
Well, I think we should see if the castle has some kind of supplies. And
Like
then
the coffers?
Yeah, we do have to do something about our body. I mean, because we're gonna have to deal with the kids at some point.
There's cleaning staff, maybe.
There is cleaning staff, and they could probably have somebody get right on that as soon as you locate the steward who's hiding from his.
I track down the steward. I'll start looking for the steward myself, and unless that guy comes.
He's still looking.
Can I kind of start rummaging around the castle to see if I find any like goods, money, things like that? I mean, this is my castle now. I should know what things are here.
Yeah,
I want a steward for you.
It's gonna take you some time, but yeah, you can start rummaging.
All right, I tell the guards if the steward comes back, scream my name, and I'll come back to the courtyard, wherever we are, and I'll actively track down this friggin' steward myself. I'll sniff him out if I have.
I like
Sniff him out is the operative word here. Roll a perception with advantage. Much better roll. Okay, we'll go with the 20. The you let the more natural part of yourself take over. The part of you that does not wear a human skin, and moving through the human looking nose, you begin smelling for the smells of somebody who's the guard's age or older, and sweat and panic, maybe a little hint of urine. And within 2 minutes, you've stalked down the steward, who is literally hiding in a lower room that he ran into, that was a storeroom, kept a little bit subterranean behind a locked door. You have not, at this time yet, opened the locked door or spoken to. It took you 2 minutes to find this guy. The one guard you sent off is still aimlessly looking and nowhere close to this area.
All right. I knock on the door very gently and say, "Come out, please."
Roll me persuasion with disadvantage, considering that you have recently decapitated the mistress.
I did not decapitate anybody. I'd just like to let that be known.
you looked.
Why is it giving me advantage? Like, I'm only hitting it once. So 5.
Oh, disadvantage is you take the
okay.
worst of the two.
You gotta voice the guy in the
So
thing.
5. That's not right.
So, in a convincing fashion, you say what you say. You hear a gulping sound behind the, and the hint of urine becomes a full-blown geyser of urine. The man is terrified beyond the door. He does not open the door at this. It's a hard door. I mean, it would probably take you a minute or less to kick through the lock or anything like that if you so choose.
Maybe I can just reassure him. I say, "Look, you need to come out and meet your new Baroness. She's not going to hurt you. I'll vouch for you, but you need to come out and answer some questions. You're going to be fine."
Persuasion with disadvantage.
I suck at this stuff. Jesus. Natural. A 1? Come on. You were kidding me. I'm going in there, buddy.
You could, with your supernatural hear that the elder Stewart is literally having a heart attack from the sheer fear of you at the door after his mistress has just been murdered before his eyes while he was off in the shadows being a good servant, being out of sight, out of mind.
All right, go back upstairs.
He's going to leave him.
Can you come down here? I found the steward. Can you just go down there, be nice to him, ask him to come up? He's terrified.
Me?
Yes, you're much better at talking to people than I am. Well, it feels like. Maybe he'll listen to you. I don't know.
What can this guy do for me?
He'll show you everything about the castle. He knows about everything.
Okay.
It's like your handmaiden you have back at your garret.
if he's loyal to me. So I'm gonna walk down the stairs.
I'll stay upstairs so I don't scare him.
I'll walk down the stairs and I'll gently tap at the door and I'll say in the nicest voice, I know you don't know me, but I'm not here to cause you any pain. I'm just here to help out this village. And I want to help you.
I'm upstairs thinking, I hope she doesn't kill him.
But I say it very, very nicely, and I say, I'm a cleric of.
Lies!
I'm just a cleric who's come to this town to root out the evil, and I can tell and I can feel that you're not evil. And is there like a crack under the door at all?
Yeah, there's a crack in the door, and you can look down there with.
I don't want to look. I just want to, like, can I press the digitation and, like, have little lights, like, kind of go under the door?
Yes, you can. Go ahead.
Alright. What do I roll for that?
You don't have to roll. Just tell me what the effect is.
Okay, so I want the effect to be, like, a very warm, nice light that just kind of flickers just a little bit, but it's like a white glow. And then I'll say, this is my essence, pure and good.
It is a beautiful effect. You are quite how do I put it, impressed with the job that you've done. Now, roll me a perception check.
Okay. For perception, how do I roll again? I forgot.
It's a D20.
Well, how do I roll?
If you go to the Baroness Urza one, scroll down to perception.
Where's that?
It's under skills.
Where's that?
It's right there,
Where?
all the way on your left-hand side.
Where? Oh. Sweet. Oh.
Added your modifier. You don't hear any breathing on the other side of.
Oh, come on!
I just kicked down the fucking door. I'm done.
The door splinters to the side from the force of your little itty bitty.
Divine
Divine-
righteousness be upon you.
He is turning cold on the floor in a puddle of.
He's dead?
He had a heart attack.
This is ridiculous. And I even cast a spell. Or a cantrip. This is no good. I'll yell for one of the guards to come clean this, to get this guy out of here before he contaminates the food stores.
Roger that.
We're gonna have to... Is there anybody else in this castle? Because how I imagine this castle is, it's a wood garrison, and inside, we're kind of inside this little, like, large house style, and we're kind of in a kitchen area where there's a small table, the 2 guards, the main entry door, and the kids are, like, back a little bit further into this mansion type, like, layout. So, and it's kind of dark. So, I mean, are there any other servants other than the steward? There's like a head maid, or...
There are, much like at your own residence, there are a few maids that are not like what would be maids at a countess's house or above. They're not just expected to clean the inside of the noble areas and keep that pretty. They're actually supposed to do chores all over the people for a noble of your level actually do quite a bit of labor to earn and keep their position. But the advantage of it is they get to live within the fortress, so in the event that anything bad does happen, they have the maximum chance of survival, which is one of the things that sort of attracts people to do this.
Well, are they around? Are they hiding too?
They are in hiding in various areas. You did notice that your friend the folk hero was very good at tracking people down quickly, where the one guard that you sent to go look for the steward still hasn't even found the steward.
All right, I'll turn to Knock and I'll say, thank you for helping me with this. Right now, I think we need to gather up the servants and maids and everything else. Sadly, the steward passed away, but we can't have weak people like that trying to run this place. I also want to, loot the steward, like for any kind of keys or any kind of goods. Like, does he have anything on him?
He had 10 gold, a belt of keys, and a small charm that was looped around in the look of a typhoon dragon. It seems to be a cheap piece that was probably made in one of the villages. Probably bought it just because he liked the look of it.
A charm? So this is just like a little jewelry piece?
Yeah, it's a little luck piece.
I put it in my hair.
Okay. What do you two do next?
What'd you do to this guy? You scared him to death.
No. I
think he looks pretty dead to me.
He was dead before I even went down there. So technically, you killed him. I adjust the charm in my hair so it sits real nice, like a little tiara.
Okay.
Okay. So how about this?
Yeah?
Just go to the courtyard and stay there. And I'll search around the entire castle and have everybody come down here and meet you.
Okay.
And then we can figure out who's who and what.
Alright, yeah. So, how did you find that guy so fast?
Luck, I guess. I mean, when you're scared, you run downstairs and hide in the...
Yeah, that makes sense. Well,
So, yeah. So I'll wander around the castle and find everything.
I go out to the courtyard, and are there like trees there, or like flowers, or what does it look like? Is the courtyard like you go outside into the courtyard and he's like running around the like in the courtyard, the area on the map, this sandy place, is that outside?
The best way I could describe it, and I'll do it in the modern sense, is that it's the inside courtyard of the main gates is an area the size of about 10 football fields. It's well-kept grass that literally the servants have cut to keep it at a certain level, not with lawnmowers, but literally scythes, trying to keep it as straight as possible. The exterior wooden area is all set up and bound. And then you have the main garrison fortress itself, which again is made out of wood. It's a large area where they can put people behind a wooden wall in the event of an attack. And there's a few small wooden towers that probably have to be rebuilt every few years that people can get up onto the wall and look over the side or fire arrows over the side. It's not necessarily a beautiful structure because you would need some kind of greater permanence to really gussy it up. Like if you were to go into the main town of Cherry Blossom, they have a stone fortress there and stone walls that have been done not just but for defense, but for the aesthetics of it. But this is much more about functionality, and it's not necessarily high grade carpentry. It's more this is something productive for the soldiers to do to be prepared for something. So they literally constructed this, and it's not as pretty as it could be if it had been done by professionals.
Well, I go out and I just sit there and wait for knock. I also do a short rest. Actually, no, I don't. I don't have to. Never mind. I don't do that. I just sit there with Merlin and I just pet Merlin. Can Merlin, like, if I ask him a question telepathically, can he answer me?
Yeah, you can.
Can I like pet him and just go, oh, what would you have done? I mean, would you have killed her?
Merlin looks quizzically at you. His fur kind of ruffles in a breeze that's not there. And he goes, probably.
Oh, talking cat. Ooh.
His mouth never moved.
Telepathic psychic cat.
Yeah, I could see you two having lots of psycho conversation.
I feel like kind of like Sailor Moon in a way.
Robo, make me 7 perception checks, all with advantage.
Oh, 15, 15, 12, 23, 25, and 15. And 25.
Wow.
I'm very perceptive, not very charismatic, which is unfortunate, but very perceptive.
When you track an individual down, what are you going to say to persuade them to go to the middle court?
I get, oh, that's kind of tough on a case-by-case basis. I guess I'd basically say the building's under new management. You need to go to the courtyard. You're all safe. Go to the courtyard. Everything will be explained. You're under new leadership. New leadership. Go to the courtyard.
All right.
And wait for me.
Of the 7 servants that did not directly flee the residence, because 3 did, you track down every single last one right out of their hiding spots. Some were literally hiding under hay, and you found them because you could hear their breathing and you could smell them, and nobody got away from you. And just with uncanny accuracy, you sneak up on them like some creature out of a horror movie, and none of them escape. The only The only solace of escape was somebody who literally fled the grounds direct.
I should go after them too, but I'm not going to.
Now what I need you to do
I'm
is
gonna
with
go to the
disadvantage.
kids wherever they're. Do I come across the kids at some point?
The kids are off to the side, where their mom had sent them, and they're waiting for.
Is there anybody there with them, or it's just those two in like a room? Or
When the mistress was killed, the servants all went to flee and literally lost all loyalty to the children that were most likely going to be slaughtered.
okay. So I find the kids in like their room, like a room.
Yes.
All right. Well, I go in there and say hello. What are they doing? What are they reacting to me at all? I very calmly and nicely. I don't storm in or anything like that. No weapons.
Perception check. Okay.
It's going with advantage automatically. I don't know why that's happening.
Because you were born a were-tiger and you were raised a were-tiger, you're not even going to think of these as human children. You're just going to think of them as young cubs. They're two young cubs, both female, young enough that they don't even have a perception that they could be in any level of. So they're just sitting there waiting for their mom.
All right.
You want to make me a nature roll to see if you can guess their ages
Sure.
with advantage.
$15.
4 and 2.
Whoa.
Okay. Well, I look at the 4-year-old and just say, "Stay here for a little while. Someone will be back to get you."
Oh.
And then I go back to the courtyard.
Now,
hopefully no one's dead.
So, Baroness, the servants begin shambling up to where you're. They look disheveled, like they were trying to hide under things. 2 of them were obviously hiding in straw. What do you do?
So there's 7 of them?
Yes.
I'm on my way back.
Alright. So I'm just kind of standing, and Merlin's standing next to me, and I kind of look at them, and I try to look very nice. And I don't smile, but I just kind of look at them calmly, and I say, I know that you're afraid, but I'm not here to hurt you. I was here for the Baroness, and only her, because of the things that she's done to my family. And I know that you all have family, and I kind of look at each of them as I'm saying this. And if somebody were to kill one of your family members, you would want to make things right. And that's all I'm doing here. So you can, as you can see, this is now my garrison. Orange Blossom is now under my control. And I am a very kind and generous leader, and I will treat you as well as you treat me. So, will you give me your loyalty? And I I'm very nice, and I cast a prestidigitation with the white kind of flickering lights around me. Oh, and I introduce myself. I go, I am Baroness Ezra Lee from Camilla and Cherry Blossom.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh.
As is custom for the area, they bow so low that they're virtually groveling upon the floor in the grass.
Ooh. And I just nod and I say, thank you. Now, I want all of your names, because I'm going to hold you accountable to this. Meaning, if anyone tries to run away or leave this village, I'll see that as betrayal. And you already know what I do with those who betray me, right? Do they give me their names?
First, make me an intimidation check.
I feel like I'm bipolar, like I'm like charming and then I'm intimidating. I'm not trying to be.
Am I hearing this like echoing through the halls?
Yes.
Is the cat hearing?
Intimidation? Oh. Damn it.
You believe that you were adequately stern and warned.
Okay. Do I get their names?
Yes.
Is anyone of note? Does anyone belong to a specific family, or are they all just villagers in the city who became servants?
They were all people from the local village who decided to take up a profession within the.
Okay. And they tell me this, right?
Yes.
Okay. So is knockback?
Yes.
I tell them to introduce themselves to Knock and thank him for his mercy.
They're gonna think I'm your killer.
Yep.
I'm the executioner of the city. All of a sudden.
Roll me persuasion with disadvantage, since this is inherently a negative thing.
What? These are servants. I'm just saying, you're treating them like they're like not my workers.
They are, but you kind of using more vinegar than honey.
Well, they have to live here, so they can.
Make the roll.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Persuasion with disadvantage.
Oh, fuck. 2 persuasions?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry. Oh no. Oh. No. And fuck.
That's fine.
Oh. So I got a 10 and a 9? What?
No.
Oh. Oh, okay.
You're beginning to get a feel that you've adequately locked down the fortress.
Nice. So, at this point, like, I think we need to make our presence known to the town that we run this place. But first, bring me the kids. Knock. And I smile when I say it. Not crazy smile, but just like reassuring.
Okay. I say, are you sure you want to deal with this right now?
Well, I mean, you did find
All right,
them.
once I see doubt on her face, I'm going to be like, one of the servants that they know could take care of them for a time until you decide what you want to do with them. They could become
They could
very
become
bad,
powerful
or they
enemies.
could just not know anything about it at all.
Yeah. Okay, well then, if you, then I,
Ultimately, it's up to you, but if I were you, I would try to deal as little with them as I could. But if you want them, I'll go get them.
well, I thought they could come with us while we looked around the village. You know? No, I, because we're in front of the servants, I just say, okay, well then, if you think it's better that, one of the trusted and loyal servants who would never tell a child what happened in the demise of their mother, then yes, you can go comfort these children. And let's just say that their mom decided to go on a little trip. Is her body cleaned up yet?
No, there were no servants to clean it up. Unless you took them away. Yeah.
Well, I thought the guards would take care of that.
Oh, did you tell one of them to? I can't remember. Did that other guard come back yet? Because if not, I'm tracking him down. I'm getting pissed at that guy.
Yeah, he's coming back looking, and doesn't look good for him that he didn't find the steward until the steward was dead.
Yeah, I'm getting the impression that you wanted me to get, that these guys are just complete idiots.
You backhand him. One swift backhand. I'm kidding. I think I'm trying to be like, like commanding, but nice about it. But not too nice that they think I'm a pushover. So, I mean, at this point, then I'd tell that guard to, make the main hall, which is, where we took care of business, make the main hall presentable. And I kind of give him the look.
The guards
Persuasion check.
I don't think the guards are responsible for the running of the household.
No, it would normally be the servants that would take care of the bodies and stuff like that.
Who? Okay, I look at all of them. Who's the main servants? Who's in charge of the servants? Who's got the highest ranking of you all?
Looking through them, there's a lady who's probably somewhat of a maid, cook, who is probably the closest thing to the stewardess. It's easy to tell who it is because they all look at her.
Oh, okay. So I'm like, you come here.
So a middle-aged lady comes up to her.
What's your name?
She responds that her name is
What? You cut up.
Ren, which is actually a very, very common name in this area.
Okay. So I'm like, Ren, the castle, the household needs to run nicely, like it always has. Nothing's really changed except Ezra is your new Baroness. Is that clear?
She bows.
Thanks. Everything should be good. But for now, can you just run the household so it's taken care of and clean up the box and make sure someone takes care of the kids who are up in the room? Don't let them see their mother like this.
Aww. That's really nice. I was actually gonna suggest we use the kids as like a, I don't know, take them around the town with us to just, so people understand that, you know, I don't know, that the kids are under us now. So, you know, yeah. So that they're not in danger. You know?
So Ren asks, so then you've taken over White Rose as well?
Where's Right Rose? Is that, I can't remember the name. Where'd I come from? Camellia?
Yeah.
Amelia.
And
History check?
Ezra's from,
Cherry Blossom.
You two can do histories.
I don't know why mine comes out with advantage every time. All I'm doing is clicking. Have some setting on somewhere.
Probably your settings off. I could give it to both of you. White Rose is the barony that's technically to the south, even though it's at a higher elevation. When you go down the main roadways of the earldom, the beachside baronies each connect to one that's to the south, and White Rose, from the way that she's saying it, might be a barony that was conquered by the Baron of Orange Blossom previously. I mean, it would have just happened, most likely.
Okay. Well, I tell her, not yet, but soon.
I overhear this and I go,
Or
know,
do you?
do I overhear it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, are me and Knock, like, standing, like, close together?
Yes.
Oh, then I overhear this and I, you know, look at her in the eye and I say, that's our next stop. But don't worry, I plan to leave some people here. What can you tell me about White Rose? Do you have family there?
She simply bows and shakes her head. No.
Can I ask her? Oh, okay. Well, then, I think, well, firstly, now we also have to go secure White Rose, but I think we should make ourselves known to this village so they know that it was us, and then maybe, like, send a raven to Camilla and Cherry Blossom, or like like, I don't know, like a message somehow to those villages to say that we were successful in conquering Orange Blossom, so that they're made aware.
Yeah. It's hard because we don't know how the village runs. And I don't want to get tied up here for months and months just restructuring the village so that it runs right. Like all that can be done after we've secured what we're going to secure, so that Camellia is no longer in danger from being attacked from anywhere else.
Yeah.
But it sounds like the village to the south, what do they call it? Snow Blossom or whatever it was, Ren just said, is a danger.
Yeah, White Rose.
Oh, White Rose. Sounds like White Rose is a threat.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't assume what everybody tells us is the absolute truth. It may just be the truth as they understand.
Yeah. I think.
So I would let this village run like it has been run. But we do need to speak to all the people in charge so that they know that you are in charge. And the people here seem to be run on fear instead of loyalty. And I'm sure your father has taught you that loyalty goes a lot farther than fear.
Yeah.
That mindset will take a long time to change. So in the meantime, it'll probably have to be fear.
Yeah. So.
But for the moment, we should get the garrison under control, find the coffers so that nobody's looting it, and from there maybe you find the people who run the village, like the daily ins and outs, the finances,
Yeah.
all that stuff, and let it run as it has while we figure out what you're going to do next.
Yeah, I think we should gather the village elders because in Snow Blossom and Camilla, there were village elders. So if we could gather the village elders of Orange Blossom, we could let them know who's in charge, and then everything. Tell them keep everything running as normal, except all the profits. Uh, like just keep everything running as normal, but let them know that we're the leaders of this village now. Like maybe like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for now, we just have Ren square away this place. And then I ask Ren, where are the coffers? Where's the money for the garrison kept? Who controls it? That kind of thing.
She points out you have the keys for it because you have the steward, and it's the deepest of the storerooms that are below ground.
All right. Also, tell her the steward had a heart attack. We're sorry we scared him, but apparently he couldn't take the fright and passed away. He's downstairs.
Persuasion.
He should be taken care of too. Oh, God. For advisor to the Baroness, because that's what I'm going to call myself now.
Yeah.
I'm not very persuasive.
You're also my bodyguard. And my friend.
No, I think that check was fine.
I guess we should just pick like the number or the first number for rolls that are, because I can't figure out how to change.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just taking the first number because it gives it sequentially anyway.
Yeah. And so Ren, I assume, goes and hands out orders or whatever she's got.
Yeah. Did you want to send out crows?
Yes. To our villages to tell them that we were victorious and that we have taken over Orange Blossom. To Snow Blossom and Camilla. And that Nock is now the ruler, co-ruler of Orange Blossom. Like I'm the emperor and he's my queen.
Yeah, it doesn't work like you can name him head steward, or you can name him captain of the guard.
Captain of the guard, then. I want him to be the captain of the guard. And the.
What do they call second? No, there's a name for second in command, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I can't remember what it is.
She can effectively, under the English system, the way that I'm thinking of this, just to keep it as easy as possible to understand, is I'm treating it as if we were translating this under a tongue spell, which means you get the concept rather than the specific word.
Yeah.
So, no, that's, they're going to have a different word for it, and they're going to have a different thing, but peerages actually match up quite well. And the thing is you can be knighted, which is not landed nobility, but you could be, in effect, not what would be called a baronet.
Baronet.
T, not SS.
Oh.
And the thing that goes along with that is it gives you noble status, but it still ends up effectively being, you're a steward or you're the captain of the guard or something like that. As much as you could do the sort of King Arthur's Knights of the Round Table, the king is still the king.
I like advisor much better than baronet.
If you want the terminology of advisor.
Yeah, you're my core advisor. You're the hand. Like.
And there you go, hand.
The hand.
Yes. That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah.
The hand of the baroness. That's fine. Me and Ezra were discussing what I should be. And we decided on hand. So we turned to everybody. I am now the hand of the baroness.
For a folk hero, you're really concerned with title.
You gotta sound cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a temporary position, but for now it is.
So yeah.
All right.
Send the crows.
So we'll go down to the coffers. We'll go down there and make sure no one's looting it or anything like that. Well, at least go see.
There's probably a total of, just to be blunt, looking through the scrolls, maybe 10,000 gold worth of war supplies and military supplies, and about 3,000 in coin and valuables that could actively be traded directly.
Ooh.
There's extreme food stores. The Baron here obviously fancied himself a warlord, even though he was nowhere close to a warlord's strength or anything like that. He just had delusions of grandeur, and it's what he put his money in.
I say we send some of this money to the Camilla village where the biggest battle took place, because they're going to be hurting for supplies, and I think we need to send some supplies to them, as well as a little bit of money to help restore their village.
Yeah, I agree, but keep it small and see what they need. Because people, when offered money, tend to get greedy. Even the kindest of people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is like your money to give to your village and how you see fit. It's just.
Well, this village still needs to survive.
Yeah.
Because if this village falls, then it all just starts again.
Yeah. I think we need. Well, firstly, we're going to need more soldiers. I mean, as the hand to the Baroness, we need an army. It can't just be me and you killing. We need an army behind us, and we definitely need people to guard. How many guards are guarding this village?
That would be 3.
Okay.
The idiots. The idiots.
Well, let's.
But they're gonna be. That's what I'm calling them from now on. The idiots. When I refer to them, they're the.
You're captain of the guard.
I used to like them, and Leyland has made me hate those fucking guys. I was trying to be so nice, and they were too stupid to.
I say we meet with the village elders. Because we still got White Rose, and, you know, but before we leave, do you think we should meet with the village elders to just make sure that this village stays on, like they know we're in charge and that they're gonna just keep everything kind of going?
Yeah. That's definitely. I would send a guard to go get the village elders, but I can't trust the idiots. So, for now, one of us will have to do it. Unless we need another person we can leave here to like make sure everything's run well. We need to appoint like a captain.
Yeah.
If we intend to leave soon.
Well, a core issue is the lifeblood of the entire earldom, which is the collection of the 10 baronies here, is the township, which is the only place that has an adequate port and stuff like that to ship men-at-arms back and forth. And it's easy to forget, but the Baroness right now has a price on her head. She's one of 3 people. One of those people with a price on their head is literally a head in her backpack.
Weren't we supposed to turn that head in somewhere to take us off the bounty?
One might want to do that.
Where do we do that at?
You could have one of the servants take it to the township of Cherry to turn it in as part of the reward.
Yeah.
Considering that the Baron here actually actively attacked, apparently not only your barony, but another one, you might have actually found the core criminal behind this.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's tell one of the servants, can we get all of their names? Just so, like, Lynn, and then, like, her second to Lynn, tell them to take this head to the cherry blossom?
It's Ren with an R. I'll spell it for you in chat.
Oh, okay.
But one of the stable boys could do the delivery for. It's just they would be down one of the stable boys, and you would want to make sure that that was done after you sent the crows out. So you could send a crow out to the town, letting them know that the head of the Baron is about to be delivered to them. You could send one to Camilla to give them a status update, one to Snowflower to give them a status update. And I would also recommend that you give a status update to your faction leaders, letting them know that you successfully secured one of the baronies that you ordered to secure. So you get credit for it.
Yeah. I want to do all of those things in that order where we send the stable boy last. And what time is it, and how long will this take us?
It's, at this point, I'm going to assume sometime around 4. You probably have about 2 to 3 hours of sunlight left at the maximum.
Okay.
I want to go check out the master bedroom.
In here,
Yeah.
it's very nice and very optical.
And like I'm looking for like a secret stash or anything like that. For any. Basically, I want to find some magical shit.
Yeah, sadly, although you can search for hours, I'm going to give you the bad. That magic that they had, they took with them when they attacked.
good, but I had to give it a shot.
Do they have any oil or rope?
Yeah, they have barrels of oil. They have more oil than you could legitimately take anywhere.
We take a lot.
Leave the pigs alone.
No, this ain't for pigs. This is for other flammable objects. We take some oil and we take some rope and we take any health potions that we can find. And we already got supplies, but we gather some food. This is after we sent the crows. And yeah, and then I think we still have to send the stable boy out, and then we have to meet with we have to send someone to gather up the village elders to meet us at a certain time so we can let the village know. Like, cause the village, I mean, right?
Yeah. The village needs to know who's in charge now. As far as they know, it's just the same old. They seem to be living kind of in fear, like under an iron hand here. So, I mean, there's not much we can do about that until you've been around for a while.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I would suggest trying to make them more loyal to you and less afraid of. But that's not something you do overnight.
So I'll instruct one of the dumb guards because we're not gonna know who the village elders are, and would the guards know?
The guards might have some idea, but the lady that you already have coordinating everything for you has a better.
Oh, okay. Well, before we leave to meet with them, I do want to meet the children. Like, I have a feeling that Ezra would still want to see the kids.
Okay.
Okay.
Just I'll go up and tell them you're coming. So give me a minute and then.
Okay.
So I go up and go into the kids' room.
Okay.
And they're just 4 and 2.
Yeah.
So they're probably not even going to understand anything anyway.
Probably not.
Well, I just tell them you're going to meet a nice lady. She's coming, and you be very nice to her.
Persuasion check.
For babies.
Four. God, I'm just kicking ass today.
Hey, at least it wasn't the one. Even without it being an advantage or disadvantage roll, you know, it's numerical. The lucky one was the.
Not that they even know what I'm saying, but
The way that you would sense this is that they're so used to feeling like the only person they need to listen to is their mother that they somewhat ignore you. Just kind of like that. It's kind of innocent, but this is a nobility thing too, dude. Where they haven't been taught to respect other elders to the same degree that somebody who was raised like you would have been.
all right. Well, I meet Ezra at the door and just tell her because she hasn't seen them yet, right? So the kids are very young and don't really understand what's going on. So don't take offense to them.
Oh, I've been a noble all my life. So what do they look like? And what do they dress like?
They're very small, even compared to you in your youthful form. One of the two girls may not even be completely potty trained. and the oldest hasn't reached her 5th year.
Did I already enter the room? Can I still
Yes.
be? Damn it! So I'm already in. They've already seen me.
Yes.
Just now, I think.
Okay. Well then, what are they wearing? As far like what are they wearing?
They're wearing silk, which make me a history.
Okay.
Yeah, that's still good enough. Um, the the information I can give for you is that silk is ridiculously opulent, and the reason behind that is that silk, the entire silk trade, is controlled by Sholun, which is the empire that you succeeded from. And one of the things that they did when Tulum was doing so is they literally killed all of the silkworms that are used in silk production that were not a part of their empire. They specifically targeted it so that they're literally the only nation on the face of the planet that can create it. So it's seen as the cloth of a foreign power on one hand, and on the other hand, it's something that's very expensive, which you normally wouldn't give to a small child. And even a lot of the barons and even countesses wouldn't wear it because they feel like it would show some level of disloyalty to the nation because it's literally the product of the enemy.
Okay. Well, then I see these two kids, and I'll walk up to them slowly, and the room that they're in is just their little bedroom? Are they like sitting on their little beds? Are they standing? What are they doing?
This is a play area where they don't bed down. Um, they have little toys that they're playing with um, that are not as good as the ones that your father got for you. These tend to be wooden block toys, um, and they don't really seem to be as crafted as the ones that you got used to from the toy maker of your village. This is more somebody did it as a hobby rather than somebody who truly had a love of the craft and really spent years becoming really good at it to the point that it wasn't just professional, it was among the best of the professional. This is anybody with a little bit of carpentry skill probably could have put this together.
Okay. Well, then I'll sit down in front of them, and I will go. I'll look at them and I'll say, hello, I am Ezra. What, what are your names?
Persuasion.
I got a +10 to my persuasion, and that's because my charisma. Oh yeah, awesome. Let me see. Charisma, my modifier is +4. Do they say anything?
You get a positive reaction from the oldest one, and the youngest one doesn't cry or anything like that. They actually do look at. Um, you get the impression that they've been trained not to give certain information away under certain circumstances. And though you've gotten an extremely positive reaction from them, it's probably going to take a little bit longer to sort of wear them down into saying certain things.
I don't have time for that, so let's go to option 2. So, now that I'm sitting in front of these two kids, can I now is Merlin with me? Could I
Mm-hmm.
present Merlin to them and kind of telepathically tell Merlin, be nice to them?
So,
And I tell them, this is my cat Merlin, and he also wanted to meet the two of you. He heard you two were very special girls who had been in this room all day, and he had wanted to meet you. So I kind of show them Merlin, which is my familiar. And then at this point, what do they do?
the youngest appears to be slightly afraid of the cat because she's probably never seen a cat before. The oldest is actually fascinated with Merlin. Probably never seen a cat before.
Well, I tell them, this is a cat. He is very friendly, and his name is Merlin. And I pet him, and then, I kind of put, like, not push him, but just kind of like nudge him towards the girl. And, I kind of pet him to show that it's okay. What do they do now?
Roll me another persuasion check with advantage.
Oh, how's that?
Okay. The little girls are named Yuki and Yama. The small one, the 2-year-old, is actually Yuki.
Yuki and Yaman. Okay. So at this point, they're playing with the cat. Oh. Are they petting, are they petting the cat, or how do they feel?
The smallest is still keeping her distance,
But Yamada?
is petting on the cat.
Okay. At this point, I'll stand up and I'll say very softly, I bet you two miss your mother. Do they react in any way when I say that?
No.
No? What do you mean?
They, they don't react. They just go on and doing what they're doing. Like, it's not necessarily that they wouldn't understand, what it is to miss their mom. It's that the terminology has no meaning to them, the way they've lived their life, if that makes any. They're not used to being in a position where they've been away from their parent for that long, except for like minor separation where, they're in the playroom while their mother is somewhere else. And they've probably been cared for quite a bit by the servants to assist the mother, but no, they don't really have a concept at that point that you're not seeing abandonment trauma for their mom not being in their immediate presence or not being there for an hour.
So I take it that, she's gone a lot. These are her biological kids, though, right?
Well, how would you check that?
Oh,
They do appear to be human. They do have some features of the Baron that you killed and the woman whose head you chopped off.
oh.
We could ask Rin about them and see if any of the servants want to take care for these kids,
Yeah.
or if not, send them to an orphanage.
No.
Don't think that you should take responsibility for them unless that's what you want.
Well, no, I'm just trying to.
The sooner the better. The young have to learn eventually.
Yeah. Can we? I tell Merlin to stay here for a minute, and then I motion for Nock to follow me to go find Ren to ask her about the kids.
After 5 minutes, you're in front of Ren.
Tell me about Yuki and Yamada.
She says, they're good children.
Are they?
How do you really feel
Yeah.
about the family?
Did you witness the mom having? Did you witness the Baroness give birth to these kids?
Make a persuasion check. And the only reason I'm saying this is keep in mind you're in a very authoritarian place where somebody slipping the tongue cost them their head.
With advantage, I got a thing because charisma.
Ren says that both of the children were born within the fort.
What do you mean within the fort? Don't play around words with me. Did you see her give birth to these kids? Are they the true heirs to Orange Blossom?
Roll one more persuasion.
Who's the real mother?
Yeah. I feel like we're on Mari.
She says that the Baroness is the real mother. Roll me an insight. Both of them.
I'm there too.
When she says the Baroness is the real mother, she's lying.
I don't want to slap her because I'm pretty damn strong.
I just look at her. Don't lie.
I look noticeably pissed.
Tell her I can smell her lies. just like I smelled where she was and all the other servants were hiding. I know when you're lying. Just tell the truth. You're not in any danger.
Oh God, she's in a cold sweat. Roll persuasion with advantage.
You know, not a very persuasive motherfucker. I need a ring of persuasion right now.
The Baroness can be somebody who rolls persuasion as
Okay. Oh God.
12's not terrible as long as the DC's low. So, I don't know. Depending on what Leyland thinks, it might have been okay.
one more roll. Either the Baron or the Baroness was unable to conceive children. The two children were actually stolen from peasants within the village. The pregnant women were quarantined, gave birth, and had their children taken from them.
Do we know who the parents are? The actual parents? We want to return the children to their rightful parents.
Rin says that she thinks she can track them down.
Oh, please do that.
I look at her and I say, you better be right, because your life is on the line. And I'm not playing around.
Oh, God.
Better be.
Roll intimidate
Holy.
with advantage.
Whoa.
Up there, it's not going to get any better than that.
He's probably going to change your pants now.
He gave you the
This
poor
poor
pursuer a heart
servant.
attack. You've already killed one from fright.
I wasn't even looking. I was on the other side of the door. I killed that guy. Poor guy.
Okay.
And I also tell her I want them brought to me. Bring me their real mothers or their real parents. I want them brought here. I want them, and it better be, yeah, that's all I say. I just say, I want them brought here.
Okay, just keep in mind it could take them a few days to track this stuff down, and that's going to tie you to this area while you have a bounty on.
Damn. I don't. Okay, then, actually, just tell me who they are, or find out who they are. Find out about them, how they're living their lives now, and what their lives are like. And then I also tell her, because we do have to leave, but I also tell her, I want those two kids taken care of if anything happens to them before I come back. I'll skin you alive and your entire family in this village.
Roger that. Roll intimidate.
Oh.
Okay.
And now I nod to knock, and then I kind of send her off on our way, right? Like, cause I kind of want a place to be alone. Like, right now, if I tell her, like, I'll just tell her go. Um, is it just me and Knock standing in one place?
That and Merlin.
Is anyone looking at us?
You know, when you use terminology like skin alive, you'd be surprised how quickly people can find someplace else to.
And the kids are still in their bedroom?
Yes.
Okay, can they see me at all?
No.
I cast disguise self on myself to look like the Baroness.
Okay.
And I re-enter the room where the two kids are.
Okay.
What do they do?
Make me a deception check.
Damn these kids. Yeah.
Ooh.
You believe you are as deceptive and everything else as you could possibly be, and the kids really don't react that much to you.
I walk up to Yamada and I pat her head, and then I walk over to Yuki and I kiss her on the top of the head, right? And then I stand up straight because I kind of got the impression that their mom was probably not the nicest or the most affectionate person. But I say to them, as I'm standing, I go, I'm going to have to leave you for a while. Ezra is a friend, and she will look after you. I don't know when I'll be back. But I have loved you as best as I was able to. And I take the little charm that I had in my hair and I put it down on the little table or something for them. Do they believe it? Do they have any reaction?
The oldest looks at you shyly.
I I I tell her it'll be okay. Ezra will keep you safe. And if this is the last time I see you, know that I always was proud of you and I thought you were strong, and you have to take care of your sister now. I say that directly to Yamada.
Okay.
And then I leave the room.
Do you drop the disguise once you're out of their sight?
Well, I make sure that I'm completely out of their sight.
Okay.
And
I
then
find it random why she's doing that.
and I drop the disguise. And now I think, what time is it now?
It's sundown.
Do we, yeah, we need to meet with Ren to see if she gathered the village elders and what she's up to. I kind of feel bad for Ren because I feel like we're like constantly in her face. Give us information. Go do this. Give us more information. Threaten you.
I'll skin you alive.
What?
Yeah. Okay. So, a little bit later, the village elders actually shuffle in to the fortress.
How many are there?
Much like within your own village, there's usually only about 2 to 3. In this case, they're little men.
I stand.
Ezra, remember the whole loyalty fear thing?
Oh, I stand and I introduce. I very nobly and formally present Knock, and I say, I want you to meet
Oh,
the hand of the Baroness, because he will be the sole ambassador of this village now.
Persuasion with advantage.
I just get this feeling that they'll take better to a man.
Ambassador Knock with my 0 charisma. Or 11 charisma.
That's not bad. It's above a 10. Leyland told me 10 are the base stats, so you're like a +1. I wish you could hotkey some of this stuff.
Okay, so 22. The old men look at you, Doc.
I'm just like, hello.
Do you say anything?
What are your names?
They tell you that their names are Kai, was Kai, Jin, and Lo. Lo is the local master fisherman. You might have recognized Jin. He actually runs the bar that you two went to. And Kai is actually the master farmer.
Okay.
Whoa.
So Jin's the bartender?
Mm-hmm.
He's the best one. So I'm like, have you heard the news by now? She's your new Baroness. We all understand that. I know this has only been a day, but we're trying to move things along.
They all bow the same way the servants within the fortress did, going all the way to the.
Yeah, this makes me uncomfortable.
I just sit there and I'm petting Merlin.
I'm like, for now, the village runs like it's always run. Do we understand? Everything gets paid. The people get paid. However you were getting paid before. But changes are coming in the coming weeks.
Master Lo gingerly raises his hand.
Yes.
Were you going to do something about the Sea Devil problem?
Well, we just got here. Sea devil problem? Like fishmen coming out of the sea, like I saw the other day?
And he bows.
I give Knock a quizzical look.
What, he just bowed? Is that all?
Yep, he wasn't willing to go any further than his question.
What about the Sea Devils? What's happening? You don't need to be afraid. Nobody here is in danger unless you pull some sort of weapon. Let's make that clear. Everybody just relax.
Persuasion with disadvantage.
Oh my God.
Ah,
All right, it takes a lot to set me off, but these persuasion checks are really doing it.
hey, this is the life of a diplomat.
Oh, robbed of a 20. That's gotta hurt.
It's 9. Plus my charming demeanor, which makes it a 20.
Uh-huh. You believe you've gotten through to.
I realize they're not going to relax that much, but whatever. I'm like, so tell me about. I look at the fishermen. Lo, what about the Sea Devils? I assume you see them the most, right?
They have been attacking for the past 3 nights, he says, with a wispy, older voice. And literally says, no less than 9 children have died and 3. We've had no patrols now for almost a week.
And just so we're clear, these are coming out of the ocean, right?
He nods.
I look at Ezra. It's the same thing we encountered the other night.
We've already taken care of a few of them. We've already killed some of them. We could definitely kill some more. Since now, Naka's the ruler of this village, it's only in our best...
What were they called again?
The the villagers refer to them as Sea Devil.
Yeah, but I know the real name. What was the real name?
Sahagan.
Yeah.
Can we put it in order for more soldiers? How do you... Because now we got the coffers, we got the gold, they don't even have a patrol. Can we put it in order for them, or, I don't know, send a bird to the Fabian Empire and put it in order?
Have any soldiers returned to the city since your old Baron took most of them out? Have any of them?
What was the question again?
Have any of the soldiers that left with the Baron returned to the city?
They all nod or shake their head.
They're not in any danger. I would just like to speak to them. I let them go once. I'm not out to hurt them. And just in case one of them's like a son or something.
Roll me an insight check. It's very, very likely that the 3 that tried to return probably died to the Sahagan, being three out there alone in the dark on their way back.
Damn it, I was trying to get you 3 more soldiers. I asked these 3, are there any other soldiers left in the city we haven't seen yet? Or any other soldiers expected back that you might know?
Master Jin actually responds that he knew that there were 5, but only 5 left in White, which has also been poorly defended now for the past week.
Only 5 left in, was it White Blossom?
White Rose. That's the one to. It's the barony to the south of this, although it's up the mountain.
I look at Ezra. I'm like, well, that's good news and bad news. It's good. There's only 5 people to deal with, but bad news. They don't have any soldiers down there.
So I then look at the the 3 elders and I go, so what do you have? Because you want us to take care of your sea devil problem, but you offer us nothing in return. So what were you going to do? Just sit in this village and let them kill all of your children and take all of your families apart? Did you have nothing to defend yourselves against this? You just go about life as normal while your towns were raided, your women and children killed at night, and you do nothing?
I think the old Baron took all the soldiers away, and you, as the new Baroness, could gain favor with the town by helping them.
They don't have any resources to offer us for this? Oh. I mean, I guess, but we can take care
Well,
of
ask
it.
him, is there anyone in town capable of fighting or helping in this cause?
Master Lowe speaks up and he says, we can raise up to 200 fighting men against the Saga. But the problem is for every one of them that we kill, they'll kill 5 or 6 of ours. And then once those men are lost defending the beachhead, then the village is completely helpless.
Look at him and say, I understand. Well, these are the village elders, so these people basically help run the village. So I look at them. We need to come up with a way to train some fighters, like some soldiers, to replenish the one your old Baron so carelessly threw away. These needs to happen sooner than later. We can start small, but it has to build. Your village needs to be protected because you're still in danger.
History check.
In the meantime, I'll help deal with the sea demon.
History check.
Hold on. Well, that was insight. Same diff. 11.
If you start training them to become fighting men at arms from peasants, it's not going to be a short run thing. It probably would take at least a year. Most people are much more comfortable just hiring professional men at arms that they can put the word out and have replenishments within a few weeks. But again, the township, the earldom itself, the centerpiece of Cherry Blossom was cut off to you, so literally you would get no more supply.
If only one of these guards that were here wasn't an idiot, I would feel much more comfortable.
Yeah.
Well, first things first. I guess we have to deal. I mean, I look at Ezra. We have to deal with the sea demons, or there's not going to be a village to return.
Yeah. Well, what do they want when they come into the village? To just kill and take children and whatnot? Is that all they want when they come here? I asked this to the village elder.
He simply responds, what more can you take than a person's life?
Food. Items they might be looking for. I mean, if they're just here to kill, it means that they're here for food. If they're just here to kill, then they might be trying to take down the village. If they're here killing and eating, they're here because they're hungry.
Sahagin only eat meat, and they do not eat meat that isn't alive.
Oh, Okay, well then, I guess they're gonna have to go. I mean, we can take care of this for you. Because we want to make sure you're all safe. Because unlike the old Baron, and I spit, he would let you all die. And Knock, and I gesture to Knock, is a hero amongst men. And I know, despite my thinking that you all are a bit cowardly, he wouldn't leave this village without trying to protect you.
There is a glint of hope within their eyes that maybe this very hard life and many hard years may be coming to. But none of them are comfortable enough after years and years and years of fear to show too much expression or to put too much stock in hope.
All right, I look at Lo. I guess first things first. Do we know where they're coming from? Please tell me it's an island or some village on the shoreline, something that's not in the water or under the water, because I look a little bit nervous. I'm not really fond of the water in any way, form, or manner.
Sahagan only live under the water.
Son of a... Of course. That's what I say, of course.
Do you know, I mean, in the past, well, they just started attacking, so has there been anything that you have done to dissuade them? Anything that might be a weakness to them other than just outright killing them?
The ones that were slayed the other night were the most effective counterattack we've seen. We have had men gather to try to defend their families, but it, the Sahagan were able to kill several men before leaving without ever being mortally wounded themselves. One villager was very proud for taking out one Zod.
Alright, well then, do any of you know how to set traps? Do any of you know how to do like an aquatic trap or baited hooks? Do you have any of those? Do you have any kind of trap material, rope, large hooks?
Um, Master Lo, the head fisherman, we have nets and some.
Alright, then we're gonna have to set up a drum line. And I explained to them a drum line is an unmanned aquatic trap. It's used to lure and capture large sharks using baited hooks. This could slow down the number of them, but if we can set
I've
traps,
raised my eyebrows at Ezra and her fancy fish knowledge.
you know, you've been around long enough. I've seen, in the past, I've seen ways to capture fish and to capture large fish, and because they are very similar, you know, we could do something, we could set up traps along the beach to dissuade them as they're coming in, to maybe reduce their numbers. It won't take care of the problem that this village is pretty much unmanned, but we'll have to do that in time. For right now, we're going to need to set up the drum line to start pushing their numbers back so they just can't wander into the village. There's going to need to be traps. There's going to need to be traps, poisoned food. If you set up poisoned meat, maybe a variety of poisons you could use in the meat to see.
Just to remind, they only eat something that's alive. They're not going to eat grains. They're not going to eat cured meats or stored meats. They're going to want it alive and scream.
What about farm animals? Will they eat those?
Yeah. Master Low answers your question. They have a preference for human meat.
Do we know anything about numbers? Like how many are coming out?
They seem not to attack with more than 10, but the village actually fears that they may attack with greater numbers now that some of them have finally been routed.
The problem is I don't see how we can go into the ocean to get.
I mean, we could.
We can fight them here, but I don't know. I mean, is there a city, a mile off the coast with thousands of them that are just going to? I suppose that would have happened long ago, though.
I think they live in the sea, and then they come out of the sea to attack this village. So, my best thing would be just to put traps on the beach, to get them before they even hit the village, so they know that there's some line of defense before they can get to the village.
Maybe we can catch one.
And torch
I don't know how
information.
Maybe they speak common. I don't know. Do they mostly come at night?
The elders shake their heads yes.
Then I say tonight, we ambush them before they can get into the village.
Yeah, maybe we'll get a leader or something.
Yeah.
We can try.
I gesture to Lo and I say, start making them traps. And setting them on the outskirts of the village. Would you agree? The hand
Oh, yeah.
awareness knock.
To make me a history check.
Do I do 2 or 1?
16 for me.
If they're setting up traps, they could do the net traps that the Baroness is talking about within their homes. If they're setting out traps on the outside, they're not going to be able to do it at night because the people that would have the skills to do so would simply be the first that were attacked and eaten.
Let's do the first one then.
Yeah, they can do it tomorrow morning or whatever. It's like,
yeah.
We'll go patrol tonight, or I'll go patrol if she needs to go to sleep.
No. I don't need much sleep. I have a ring of sustenance.
Okay.
But
How far is it from the edge of town to the ocean? It looks like there's some woods between.
Ooh.
1.5 miles.
Well, that's not terrible, and then the width is not terrible.
Where are we on this map?
Village of Orange Blossom.
Oh, okay, I must be. Oh, I'm zoomed all the way in, that's why. Okay, cool. Oh, nice. Okay. And yeah, I say we go take care of this. We go kill some Sahagin. I mean, we're gonna have to wait to hear word from Rin. Did we already send out the stable boy with the Baron's head?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I think we should head over and start killing some Sahagin and kind of protect this village for the night at least until they can set up traps. But there's only so much we can do, the two of us, and we can't patrol this village forever. And if we can't, and I'm telling this to Nock as Ezra, I say, if we can't take control of Cherry Blossom, we'll never get reinforcements for these villages, and it'll just be a stranglehold until they can whittle down our resources and starve the people
Right.
out.
Yeah, so we'll go out and spend the night in the woods.
Yeah. And I look to the elders and I go, and you better be grateful. And this act of kindness
Here we go.
comes with an even greater need for loyalty. Unless you want someone to come in here that would let the Sahagin eat your children and just destroy this village. We do this for you. So show us some loyalty. Tell the villagers who their new ruler is. And
You're killing me.
yeah, just tell them who their new ruler is and be grateful. And I would like an arrangement of flowers set up in honor of Nock's heroism in this time. So the village people know that they have a hero fighting for them. And I say that to the elders, so they,
There's really no need.
there's a massive need. These people need to honor you and be loyal to you, and it's not just that they're friendly to you, it's that they like you. Because if they like you, they're...
That's what I'm trying to explain to you. They need to like you.
No, they need to like you, because I can't be the... I have other things my eyes are set upon. They need to like you because you're someone they can feel. There's someone that seems tangible to them.
This all makes me uncomfortable. But understand, loyalty's earned, not ordered. Let's go kill some fish.
Yeah. And with that, I think we'd head out, but gracefully, like, as we're walking out and the village elders are looking at us, we're like strutting out like, like the Avengers, you know.
The two of us.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum.
And when I like mount up on my horse, I make it do the fancy rear thing, where it rears up, all like fancy, like, just in case anybody's looking, or like the village elders see, so they know.
We head up into the woods.
Whoa! I gotta look through my spells.
And tell the guards to do their normal guard duty and try to be better at it.
No, we should threaten them and tell them if any of you desert this village, if anybody dies in this village, that isn't one of you two or three, then just protect the damn village. And if any of the villagers die, I'll hold you three accountable.
I tell them just watch the door. Let's go.
Yeah, I follow Robo. So what does my horse look like? Just out of curiosity.
Both of the horses are brown.
Is mine a female horse?
Is yours a what?
A female horse?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is Robo's a male horse?
Mm-hmm.
So, I've always wanted a horse farm, and one of these villages will be a perfect place to start breeding horses. You know? I tell him this as we're riding, like I tell him, like, it wouldn't be a bad idea, I'll just,
Horse farm?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that should be easy enough for you. One day, I'm going to buy a tavern.
Well, I mean, Jin had a pretty nice looking tavern, and he would definitely be someone that could teach you some things about being a bar owner. I mean, you could always take over his bar, but it wouldn't be very
No.
nice.
Just an honest tavern.
Would it be like an inn, or just like a bar?
Yeah, like an inn. People can come and tell stories.
Oh,
And I want it to be downstairs, someplace people go down into.
like from the street?
Yeah, like the inn could be on top and the bar could be underneath. I'm going to call it the Tiger's Hand.
The tiger's hand. Oh. What's your fascination with tigers?
It's just the most beautiful creature to ever walk the earth.
Oh. Yeah. They are pretty beautiful. I haven't really seen a lot. I mean, my father told me stories of them, but I've never seen one out in the wild. Have you?
I've seen them. They're mostly hang out in the jungles. Less the forest, more the jungle. Probably further south you'd see.
Yeah.
I start looking for fish tracks.
About a mile up from where you start at, there's a sort of like ideal position to try and attack them. One of the temples from some time ago built an old rock garden out of a clearing spot within the forest. In the sand in the clear area would make it a lot easier to track and attack them as they move from the sea. The tracks in the areas actually make it pretty clear that they've moved through this area several times before, and because it's far enough away from the village, they would probably do it out of habit, and it would be a good spot to sort of set up and wait for them. Do you wish to do so?
Yeah, I mean, we'll look around a little bit, but yeah. We're in the forest, right? I don't want to go on to the beach. I'd rather stay in the forest.
Yeah.
Ish.
No, you're half a mile from the beach.
All right, good. The forest is my home territory.
And these are fish. And as a cat, you can never be too intimidated by.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not scared of the fish. I just don't like the water.
Is Merlin with us? Is he like sitting on like the back of the horse? Oh, and so now we're kind of in the woods and we're kind of waiting for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So while we're waiting and we see the tracks, they're coming from, we can tell what general direction they're coming from, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I want to lay out, because we grabbed the rope and the oil from the village. Can I lay out a long line of rope that's covered in oil? Like that's going north from where they're coming?
Yes.
Then I want to do that.
You could take the 250 feet of rope that you had, oil them up so that they'll light up really hard, and spread them out.
Don't set the forest on fire.
No, this is I'm planning to, yeah, like when they get close enough, that's when we'll do it. Scare the poop out of them. See, this is why you need oil. Oil.
Is there a danger of like setting off a forest fire here?
Anywhere there's forest, anywhere there's forest, there's a danger of a forest fire.
I mean, you don't want to burn the forest down.
Well, I mean, if they're on fire, they'll run to the sea. This won't spread. I don't think.
The forest leads all the way back to the village, and then over to the other village, and then to the other village.
Well, what are we gonna do with all these oily ropes then? Well, I mean, we could. Well. Oh.
I mean, we could put them on the beach.
Can we put them on the beach?
I just don't want the trees to catch on fire or get out of control. Like I've seen it happen.
Can we put them on the beach? Like, I don't know how. Because, I mean, could we put them on the beach or?
And prevent them from running back into the sea if we catch them
Yeah.
on the way into it.
Let's do that. Yeah, that's a good idea. Like, there's a list of items for first level characters, and I was watching. I'll link him in the uh, the guild chat, but there's like a list of first level items that you can get, and this YouTuber, I think it was like Runesmith, yeah, he was going through all the items and he was like, these are some really great first level items that you always want to have on hand with you because they're really useful. And like rope and oil was a big one, like not just for like tying people up and like all kinds of stuff, that he was just like, these are really great items. And it was kind of cool. Like, he's pretty legit. Like, he's one of the D&D channels I watch. And we should probably do a forum of like D&D channels. Be kind of cool. Like D&D chat. We've also been watching a lot of the Critical Role too. So like, we're still on campaign 2, but like I think we should make a forum of just like all the D&D channels we watch and things like that, because some people, they like have these like really great ideals where like they'll take an item and they're like, and you can do this with it, and it, you're like, you would have never thought about it.
Can you guys see the page that's loaded?
I'm just seeing a little black square, but I might be. Yeah, I'm just seeing like a little.
Mine's just black right now, but it might take a minute, or I might have to refresh. Yeah, mine just came up.
Oh, well, that's not good. God, they're gross looking.
I can see fish people.
Oh my gosh. If we made like a, if we dug out like a trench and put oil in it and they put their like fishy feet there.
I'm gonna be real plain in this. If you can see them, you don't have time for trap. What are you guys doing?
We can see.
Well, are we still sneaking in the woods?
I've given you time to set up your little rope trap however you wanted.
So we didn't make it to the beach, so there's none of that. Right?
You can set it up where they can't get to the beach. Where along this would you have set that up?
I assume the water's behind them to the north.
Yeah, about a half a mile.
I don't think we would have been able to get behind them if they're like that close to us. So,
I mean, if it's too late, it's too late. If
yeah,
we did it,
I don't want to set the forest on fire. All right, then I think, yeah, we would have had to put it like there. But if it's too late, you're right. If it's too late, it's too late. We'll just have to fight them like this, and then
if they run, they run.
Yeah.
There's not a lot we can do about it. So I assume we're hiding in the woods and they're approaching? Is that how?
Yeah, I've given you a baseline stealth of 25 because you were pre. You can roll if you want better.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of them.
Inside checks?
Just
10.
One? Do I do just one? Shit.
Natural 1 for you.
So the hand, your read of the situation is they took the defeat very poorly, and probably put together a much larger force. The one really big figure in the middle appears to be not just a giant-sized one, but the one that the other ones are deferring around.
If we win, we could probably eat them.
So let's talk about our options here. How far away are they from us currently?
Well, hold on. There's a way to figure this out very quickly.
Imagine in like a year from now, we'll be like roll 20 masters.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if we can start shooting them with arrows.
Yeah. We gotta set the jukebox up too. Get some battle music going.
Now, see, me as the player wants to just run right into that big guy.
Yeah.
But me as Nock I don't know about running in the middle of 20.
We could probably throw the rope and then, like, in the middle of them, and then cast a fireball. Like a ropey grenade.
You have fireball?
I have firebolt. It's the same thing.
No, there's a big difference between firebolt and fireball. Because if you had fireball, I was like, you just cast that right in the middle of those guys, and you'll take half of them out.
And a firebolt would set the whole forest on fire. Tomatoes. Did fireball?
Well, this all depends on how wide this area between the woods is, this path. Like if we could throw fire down the middle of the path and it won't catch the forest on fire, that's one thing.
The closest one is probably at a range of about 120 feet, right?
Let's throw the rope down. Let's throw the rope down at him, and then, do the thing.
All right. In all my rangery forest wisdom, if we light a fire right down the middle of them.
In the middle of the... if you set up the oil and rope trap you were talking about, this was a sand garden. The sand garden itself has a large amount of sand where you could set a fire and it would reasonably go out without taking too much brush with it. Your biggest enemy would be heat and potentially setting something else on fire. But you'd have a reasonable chance of containing a fire.
Reasonable.
Now, what do you intend to do with the fire? Send it down between?
Yeah.
Because if the first one's 120 feet away, and like cut them in half, but it's just going to be a fiery rope. I mean, I know they're fish people. I wonder if will they be afraid of it?
I thought this rope was a lot bigger, like a couple feet wide, 50 feet long.
A couple feet wide? No, that's not like a rope holding up a bridge or anything. It's like a rope you climb with.
Oh. Whoa.
Right? That's what we're talking. Am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong. But I don't know how we're going to carry a 5 foot wide rope anywhere around. I mean, you're strong, but, there's a limit.
Well, if this is just a climbing rope, it's not going to be as effective as I thought. I thought this was like a big freaking rope and we'd throw it at him and no, but I guess.
I mean, they might just hop right over it, right? So I keep thinking of naked, but they're not. They have feet, so they'll just jump over the thing.
Well, if we threw it like towards the back of them and lit it on fire, maybe they'd be distracted and we could get a surprise attack.
You might have a round or two before they make it to your area. This would be the time to try and hit them with ranged if you can.
Let's just attack now. We'll worry about the rope later.
All right. How tall is this rock in front of us?
Oh, first, roll me initiative.
Whoa. Is that me? No. Mine is 12.
All right. The first to go is going to be the really, really big guy. But he's at such a range, all he can do is shout commands.
They don't know we're here. Don't we get the first shots?
Oh, you are completely right. I'm totally fucking this up. You get a surprise round. Fire away.
So how close is the closest one?
120 feet. And right now you have partial coverage within the forest. So if you're firing ranger or ranged attacks and they're throwing spears at you, for example, you have tree trunks to hide behind.
And how far is the big guy?
He is a total of 160 feet. You could hit him with your bow.
I'm tempted just to shoot the big guy.
He is their leader. I mean,
Yeah, it's demoralizing. Yeah, I guess I'll take shots at the big guy.
This is bow. Roll me to it.
It's a +5 to hit, so
You hit both times.
20. Yeah.
You hit both times. Damage.
nice.
What is damage? 1d8. What do I do? 1d8 +3. Two 10s, so 20 damage.
You see two of your shots go off and hit him clearly in the chest. You're not 100% sure on their anatomy or how it works, but you do know that you've wounded. Since this is a surprise round, Nymph, it's your go.
Alright, I want to cast. If I were to cast poison spray on them, would it be able to reach them?
Read me the range on poison spray, please.
Okay. Just pulling it up. Poison spray. Oh no, it's a range of 10 feet. I don't think any of my. I think until they get closer, I wouldn't be able to cast.
Firebolt.
Firebolt. Oh, Firebolt's 120 feet. Nice. Okay, so I want to cast Firebolt, and he's still 160 feet away.
The leader is 160. The closest one is 120. He's within.
Yeah, let me cast it on him then. So I want to cast Firebolt at the nearest one to us. Kind of whittle down their numbers while Robo focuses on the big guy. So, yeah. So 1d10, so I'd roll a d10 once. Roll the hit.
Just hit your, do you have your character sheet up? To the Baroness Urza?
Yeah.
Hit Firebolt. 18 to hit. 24 fire damage.
Why did I roll so many?
It's just the way that it's set up.
And the first one falls down dead, incinerated on the spot.
Whoa. The dice mechanics in here are still kind of weird to me.
I get a little scared of it sometimes.
Yeah, I'm like,
I like the skill ones, like the check ones are working fine. The other ones a little.
Yeah. If you click on your little journal thing, and you click your character's name, you can see all your spells and like click from there, but it still does the same thing. Jeez. And we're still behind the rocks, so we have partial coverage.
Yes, you do. Okay. 4 of them are within firebolt range as they begin closing. This begins the normal round.
Okay.
The large one would be the first one to go, but he is not within range to attack. So the next one to go would be Robo. Robo would.
How far is the large one from me now?
He's making it simpler on you. Instead of being 160 feet, he's now closed down to 110.
110. So I want to move 20 feet close. I don't know how big a square is, but
Squares are 5 feet. 5 feet by 5 feet.
so now he's within 90 feet, right?
Yes, he is.
My hunters mark him, my bonus action, and then attack with my bows.
Go ahead. When attack
An 8
hits,
and a 14.
14 hits.
Nice.
Whoop.
That's 2 plus 3 is 5, plus a hunter's mark, which is. So that's 8, plus I have Colossus, which is another d8.
Whoa.
So 14 points of damage.
This shot hits him right around his rib cage, which appears to be something very vulnerable, and it roars in fury, but there's some weakness to it, so you're beginning to really hurt it.
Oh, good.
Nymph, it's your go.
Alright, at this point, they're still the closest one to us. How close is he?
He's well within range. There's 4 of them you could hit by firebolt at this.
Yeah, I want to do firebolt again then. Just so they don't, if I'm hitting them, they won't like crash onto us.
Sadly, that one was a miss.
What?
Yep. Firebolt's a 2-hit.
Oh. That sucks.
Rolled a 1.
Woo! Freaking ones today.
Oh, you got to hold down the button. You can ping. I see.
Oh.
You guys see that?
Yeah.
I was like, I know I can ping. How can I ping? There we go. You just got to hold it down for a second.
Yeah. Nice.
Now, I moved out of the woods a little bit, so hopefully they can see me and ignore you because you attract arrows.
Spears are headed your way now.
Oh, spears. Even better. Well, my armor class is 18, so I'm hoping none of those. I don't know what their pluses are.
Yeah, I could set this up better for automatics, but my Roll20 foo still needs. So all 4 of them look like they were misses once I was double checking everything.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll set up macros for my weapons next time. It'll be way faster.
Ooh. And jukebox music. Battle music.
Knock, it's your go. Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
How close are they now?
The advanced dice roller has like an option for shatter run style. I like that.
Ooh. Did you see the trailer for Baldur's Gate 3?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm so freaking jazzed for that. It looks so good. And it's going to be coming out right around the time Cyberpunk 2077, Vampire the Masquerade, and those 2 are going to come out. And then
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to New World too. That could be fun.
There are 8 of them right now that are within 30 range of. And at this point, Urza can actually even hit the. They're within 5 feet of range of knock.
How many feet of me?
Closest is about 20.
Okay. Can I? Is it my turn?
No, it'll be knocked.
Oh, okay.
How far is the big guy from me?
20 feet. You could actually pounce right on it.
And can I
do
just
one.
jump right over those guys right in the middle?
As a were-tugger, yes, you can.
Well, I'm not switched though, so
Whoa.
You could draw your weapons if you were willing to drop your bow.
yeah, I'm gonna draw my weapons, and I want to get in between all these guys, right up in that guy's mug.
Roger, Roger.
Urza's gonna be very suspicious now.
I just weave in through those guys like a friggin' ninja.
What training? What skill? What grace?
I'm gonna whack them with my katana.
Nice. Roll damage?
Roll your hits.
Does he have to roll to hit or?
First attack's a 23.
Hits.
Second attack's a 21.
Hits.
And I get 3, right?
Yep.
Third attack's a 24.
Hits.
Jesus. That was good.
Savage.
Damage is 1d10 plus 5 and plus 4. So 14, 10, and 9.
Whoa.
So 33 points of damage,
Wow.
if I did math right. Dude, I rolled really well right now.
Yeah. Making up for them ones.
You run up and slash the living crap out of him. And as his blood is sitting there spraying, he's still alive and still up, even with everything that's there. But he's really weakened. But you've heard tales from fishermen about this really big fish there is called the shark. And when a shark gets in a big thing of blood, it tends to go into a frenzy. And you see this thing kind of get a glaze over its black eyes, where there doesn't even seem to be any semblance of intelligence still there as it wigs out to attack. And you see the same thing happen from all the little fishy people that are around you.
Wait.
What do you mean? Wait.
That's my hunter's mark.
Big.
Colossus Slayer. Oh, why is it rolling a d20? Hold on. And a 7. So 8 more points of damage.
You dropped the big guy.
Oh! Holy
Nice!
Nice! Woo!
Just took a minute for the hunter's mark to find the heart, you know?
I guess so.
Did he like rip his heart out?
I guess it just aims for like critical spots.
So like he went all like Hulk rage and then you just killed him. Wow. How embarrassing.
All right, hold on. It's time.
I'm
for
a little
their turn.
terrified. I'm in the middle of friggin' 20 dudes.
Oh.
Ooh, that 17, that 19 might hit.
Is
I don't
it
know if they
to
can all
one
hit me
side?
because I don't know how many can hit me. Face around.
He's very dexterous. I mean, they could be like the guys who killed Caesar, where they can't even get you. Or I mean, not well. Yeah.
It's like 5 natural hits. I don't know what bonuses they have. I was just sick of you running around like a porcupine, so I figured I'd jump in there this time.
Well, hopefully that you don't become the porcupine. I don't know. I'm gonna have to.
Dude, I'm ducking and weaving like a friggin' Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
I don't know, like when you get surrounded, if there's a limit to the amount that can attack you, because eventually they start getting in each other.
All right. Here's the good news for you. In their own frenzy, 2 of them actually die from friendly attack.
Oh.
Oh, that's right. They're all freaking out. I forgot.
Here's the bad news. You get bitten and spear hit a total of 5. They're in your arms, in your legs, and one's towards your back. You're not sure how hurt you are, but it did really hurt when all these attacks went through. None of your natural immunity applied.
Why would I hang out with this Ezra lady? Does everything hurt me? I don't understand. I haven't been hurt in like 15 years. I meet one little girl and all of a sudden I'm bloody all over the place.
This is what it means to be a ruler. And you wonder why I'm so mean to the villagers.
Ezra, it's your go.
I'm gonna run up and cast Thunderwave on the. I'm gonna run up as close as I can get to knock and cast Thunderwave, which has a pushback effect too, as well as a 2d8 damage.
You should be able to move yourself. You can move a total of 6 squares, even by.
Oh, 1, 2, 3. They kind of start.
I know there's a way to change the color of the squares to make it easier to see. I don't know how you do that.
So
I just know you can do that.
I think I'd be right here. I think.
Nope, you can move 2 further than that.
So like I'll be right here, right?
Yeah, I'm going to assume the game won't let you do it, that you're right in the middle of those 4.
Yeah.
All right, Thunderwave.
Oh. Okay, hopefully this goes well.
Which way are you casting it?
I'm sure she's. I'm going to take it as the DM. She's instinctually not killing them.
No, I'm casting it at the bulk of them, like to the left of me.
Where are you centering the cube is basically what it comes down.
Right diagonally of me. So it hits as many as possible, but not you, so like to the south a bit. To the southeast.
Oh, wait, it's a 15-foot cube from yourself?
Yeah.
Am I reading it? So basically it goes out 3 squares from where you are in every direction.
Yeah.
Oh, so I might be all right? Maybe 1, 2.
Yeah, I can have her center to where she's hitting 6 of them.
You should move right there. I just feel this little touch on my foot. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, you don't like magic damage either.
No, I don't like magic much at all.
All right, new round. What are you doing? Oh, hold on.
Did I hit any of them?
Did they all die? No.
No, many of them are wounded.
What? I didn't take out any of them?
Nope. These are hardier creatures than.
Well, I'm gonna have to go in with my katana then. Freaking spells are not gonna do it at this point.
No. You did good damage. It's just going to take more than one spell to take them.
Oh.
Knock at your go.
Yeah, if you do the exact same thing, you probably wipe the rest of them out, maybe. All right. I'm not going to jump anywhere and have an opportunity, but I am going to move my hunter's to that guy just north of me and take a swing at him. That's 11. I don't know if that hits or not.
The hunter's mark?
No, the hunter's mark automatically moves wherever I want it, but my katana attack, it does an 11 hit. Oh no, I rolled a 10. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm confused by why you roll the
I saw
dice.
10 and I was like, oh, well, yeah. Oh, great. A 7.
No!
7 does not.
I'll swing again at the same guy.
Hits.
Figures a 1. Jesus Christ. And hunter's mark. So that's 5. Oh, he hasn't taken damage, so ignore that one. So 5 points of damage. Jeez. Oh, wait, I get another attack. Or did I do 3?
Nope, you get one more attack.
$11. Does that hit?
11 total?
Yeah.
You just barely missed.
Oh, that's right. Well, at least I got the big guy.
Yeah. Oh. Low numbers.
Oh, good. Yay.
Oh, shit.
1 naturally hits me.
What was your AC again, Robo? Robo, what was your AC again?
18.
So is mine.
Yeah, I have to wear all kinds of magical shit to get mine 18. That's a natural 1. That dude killed himself.
Yeah. Anything below 15 is a hysteria-driven suicide.
Ezra takes 2 bites. And the hand takes 2. You're both wounded.
Alright, is it my turn?
It is your turn, finally.
Alright, I want to attack. Shit. Can I just attack with my katana?
You want to do the katana or do you want to do a follow-up thunder wave?
can I do a follow-up Thunderwave? Actually, no, I want to do a follow-up Thunderwave. So,
Well, they moved around. It looks like you get more this time, maybe.
Reroll that.
uh,
All right, that's better. Hit the wrong thing.
Sometimes it just goes off. I don't even see. I'm like, whoa.
yeah, like, I get nervous to like come in here and mess around with things because I'm like, I don't want to mess up one of the maps. Ooh.
Popping. This fish man exploding. It's flying everywhere.
Can we take like a quick 2-minute break?
All right,
Uh,
2 minutes.
Okay. Alright, back.
Yay.
Back.
Had to have a snack. You know, I always get jealous in Critical Role because they'll be sitting there, like, playing and they'll be, like, eating pizzas and all kind of, like, takeout. Like, it's insane. And, like, people will just, like, buy them, like, oh, here's these pizzas for you guys. Like, man, that's freaking cool.
Well, you know, they make thousands of dollars per episode. I wouldn't get too upset.
Yeah.
They're professional voice actors. Except for Ashley. She's a professional actor.
Okay, Robo, you rolled a 13.
Oh, I was just testing that out. My first question is, just before this, did any of them move? I wasn't really watching. If they move from me or away from me to get at Ezra, did I get a tax of opportunity?
You can get an attack of opportunity against one of them. In fact, I'll let you go ahead and attack of opportunity the wounded one just because of the random movement and because of the ease it puts on me as the dungeon master.
Okay. 11. Probably should have stuck with the 13. Oh no, that was the day. Never mind. Wrong day.
You are doing D10s left and right today, man.
Macros, I pushed the wrong one because I saw the word katana. There we go. 21.
That hit.
That's 10 damage plus the hunter's mark, which is 5. Plus Colossus because he's already damaged makes it 6.
Boop. One more down.
Whoa.
Ezra, it's your go.
Alright,
Oh, wait. That was just my opportunity. I haven't taken my regular attack.
Oh.
I thought I did the last rolling. Oh, those were saving throws. Never mind. Do your regular attacks, please.
All right. My bonus action, I'm going to move the hunters to this guy.
Whoa.
To like my northwest, and then attack him. 25 for the first one.
Oh, nice.
Hits.
And he gets 8 plus 1. Oh, no, never mind that. He hasn't been hurt yet. So 9 points of damage for the first swing.
So 9 for the first hit. Second roll.
Oh, no, it's not recognizing my friggin'. It's a 14 if that hits, right?
Hits.
Five points of damage plus the hunter's mark. So 7 points of damage. And then he's been hurt this time, right? So
One more down.
nice. And then I don't think I can move my hunter's mark until my next turn. But now I'll hit that guy to my west with my last attack.
Hits.
22. For 11 points of damage.
Okay.
I'm like sitting here.
Wait.
I'm like,
Did that guy move?
ugh.
Yep.
Well, I get opportunity attacks on those two guys who moved into those open spaces.
I'll give you one.
21. For 11 points of damage.
You got 2 wounded fish very close to you. Ezra, it's your... Wait. They haven't done their attacks yet.
Don't I get to attack too?
Yeah, she goes after me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, I'm gonna attack with my longsword, which is the katana, so for 1d10 plus 6. So, yeah.
He called a katana a long sword. There's like 25 Japanese people who were watching this, and they were all disgusted right now.
Shame. Shame.
Ding, ding.
So,
Hits and damage taken. Do again.
oh. Oh, that's not. Oh.
1 down.
Attack again.
Attack again.
Attack again.
Oh,
Oh.
I appreciate the enthusiasm, though.
Alright. Okay.
Okay, there we go.
Nat 1, someone killed themselves.
Yeah.
Taking out one of the wounded ones.
my AC to hit is 18. He.
That's the thing about 5e is sometimes they have pluses that you don't know about.
Yeah, you know,
Like in the old days, it was pretty much just the roll.
yeah, and then Pathfinder, just to point it, Pathfinder was my jam. Pathfinder, sorcerers felt like gods. Now we're babies.
Each of you suffers 1 spear attack and 2 bites. 2 of the wounded ones were taken out by the others in blood frenzy. New round starts. Robo, it's your go.
Those bastards. All right, first I want to move my hunter's mark to the guy to my south. And I'll take a swipe at that wounded one. Assume that hits.
Last wounded one taking out right now.
That's 15 points of damage to him. Did he die? Yeah.
Absolutely. Already removed him.
Oh, okay, then I blast the one to the south.
Oh!
With the natural, I got a 2!
Reroll just to see if something really nasty happens. Does the tiger slip in fish guts?
Oh, you want me to reroll?
Oh, yeah.
And an 8.
Nothing.
Without my bonuses, a 2, I guess. I'm not sure what's going
All right, last attack.
on. It's 12, it's 19 to hit.
19 hits, damage.
9 plus
40.
4 plus. Does this one hurt below me?
No.
All right, then he just takes 9, 10.
Does my familiar attack?
Nope.
Oh. Well, then he's gonna be tucked away safely with the horses. Stop ripping up the carpet over there.
It's Ezra's turn
Hey.
now, right? Well, if they're moving, I want my. Well, I guess you'll swipe at one of them, maybe.
Yeah, I'll
Not
give
around
you.
me.
Go ahead.
15,
15 hits, damage.
7.
All right, you got 2 woundeds right now. Ezra, it's your go.
Okay, I'm gonna attack with my katana again. And
Hits. Roll again. Hold on. Roll again. Okay, total of 3 wounded ones. Time for their attack.
Ooh,
Shit.
bobbing and weaving, bobbing and weaving.
I'm also very small. Yeah, the baby. Good boy. Mama's good boy. Yeah, cutie pie.
Each of you only suffers one bite. New round.
Oh.
Do these bites feel like massively harmful bites, or like, just drawing a little bit of blood bites?
Do you ever see a picture of a home burglar and he gets into like somebody's house and there's like a Rottweiler in there, and then the aftermath there's the blood painted all over the wall and everything else after the guy finally. Those kind of bites.
I hate fish.
Yeah.
All right. Is the one with the hunter's mark still alive? I think he is, right? The one on the...
He's barely hanging on.
All right, well, I'm going to take a swipe at him first. Is that enough to kill him?
Gone.
All right, so kill him first. Move the hunter's mark to the next one over. Take my second swipe. So he gets 13. I'm good at math.
Yeah, well, he also was wounded.
Oh, nice. Then I'll attack the next one. It's 11 points of damage.
He is not down yet, but I've got him. Ezra, it's your go.
Okay, I attack again with my katana. And like, I attack behind me. Like, the guys behind me. Like, I turn around and I just start like swinging mad, but skillfully.
Okay, this one was already wounded. With the damage you just did, he drops. Roll again. Okay, there we go.
Oh, is any of them more wounded?
You've been doing a really good job of cleaning up the wounded. The only one that's left that's wounded is the one next to Robo right now.
Oh,
Ooh, and a 20!
What? No!
Yeah, that's going to leave a mark.
Now
That's
with
what
the
the
natural one, that's going to remove one of them because, let's face it, he was sharp.
Yeah, it removes the nat 21, right?
No, that was the 7.
We have health potions? We have 2 from last week left from the 4.
And against Ezra?
Ooh.
Ugh. Yeah, nothing. My AC is too high.
All right. You've gone from being against a large leader and well over 20 Sahagan down to a very easily countable.
I roar, but not as an action, just as like a thing that I do, like in a screamy way, like, you know.
After
You
that,
can make a verbal thing, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, it doesn't cost you an action.
And I am completely silent as I move my hunter's mark to that and swing very hard. That's 14 points of damage.
Next attack.
Oh, he's not dead, that bastard. A 12. Does that hit?
Believe it or not, just barely.
Oh, nice. 14 more points of damage? Did that wipe him out?
Gone. So who's your priority target now?
I'll take that guy. 20! Yeah!
Woo!
22 points of damage. Does that kill him, or do I need to add? Actually, I can't. I don't have anything that.
There we go. Ezra, it's your go.
Now that guy's flanked, we should have an advantage on.
You actually do, yeah. You get a +2 on your next attack.
Yeah, I attack with the katana again. Sadly, my spells, because I'm such a low-level wizard, my physical attacks are like a hell of a lot more deadly. Did I roll well?
Attack again. Another dies. And that one's wounded. There go.
There's only 2 of them, and one's wounded.
Oh!
Whoa, boo.
This last guy gets his 3rd bite off against you.
This
and you
fucker.
can actually see him rip flesh.
We got health potions, man.
And versus Ezra. Miss.
I'm that small.
Go ahead.
I stab this first guy right now. The 9? No.
You can get 2 more.
19.
Hits.
6 points of damage. Is he wounded?
Yes, he is. And I'm assuming you moved your hunter's mark on him.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, so there's 8 points and 4 more, so 12.
12.
Should he die, or should I take another swing?
Another swing.
12? I don't know. That's right on the
12 hits.
Nice. So 9, 10, 11, 12, and 8 is 20.
Gone. And then there was one.
Whoa.
And if he wasn't roid raging so hard, he'd probably be running, but he's roid raging. Ezra, it's your go.
Alright, I go right for the head with the katana again. Nothing fancy, just got the blade, so let's do this.
Decapitated.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
I keep the head. Let's take it to the villagers. Oh, we should take the big guy's head to the villagers. Even cooler.
You should probably take all the heads to the villager.
Yeah, but we drink our health potions now.
Well, I mean, now we can go rest.
Yes.
I mean, do I feel like I'm gonna fall over and die, or can I still walk? I mean, if I'm that badly hurt, yeah, but if not, I'm gonna go search the area.
If you take a second to don the health potions, you're going to be fine. You would not, under any circumstances, want to get into another fight right now. And I mean, you're ripped up pretty bad, but you could freaking walk all the way back to the village if you needed to. It's not like you're going to drop over dead by any circumstance. But at the same time, don't let yourself bleed out.
Right. Well, I rifled through the stuff. Is there anything valuable around here that looks valuable, that looks shiny or special? I mean, they were hurting me, so maybe there's some stuff. Maybe not. I don't know.
These were monsters. The big leader had 12 pearls on him that were worth 100 gold each as part of a necklace that also had some kind of religious symbol on it. Other than that, they did have coinage that they'd scavenged off as you're searching through it. And the total value of all the coins together off of the big guy plus his actual 22 minions that you guys took out is worth a total of 900 gold. Some of it you don't want to touch because it's silver and it's literally money that would burn a hole in your hand.
Well, I just let Ezra pick up all the gold. I'll take the pearl necklace off the dude. Do I recognize the religious symbol?
Well, make me a religion check.
I could have just said yes. 10.
You're so sassy. Make me a religion check.
You don't recognize it.
Okay.
And that's
Liam.
where we're going to end it for tonight.
All right.
So 12 pearls and 900 gold. Man, these villagers better be... They better give us some really nice stuff for this. This is crazy. Putting our lives on the line.